Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a wonderful whatever day this is. What is it? Monday. Monday. Oh, it's Monday. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I had to switch the internet. I forgot to get off the Starlink. Um, how are you? What you guys up to tonight? Well, my voice is kind of scratchy because I just did an 8-hour stream over on the gaming stream. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a pretty good mood. A little bit of sinus crap going on, but that's expected for this kind of year or this time of year in Michigan. I was just watching myself. I was just watching myself. I don't do that very often, but on the gaming stream, somebody asked me if I'd be willing to watch a channel called "It's Your Girl Sang," and like, "You sure?" And she covered my debate with Hunter Avalone. Um, oh man, I forgot how dumb he was in that. Wow, it's bad. It's bad. She's good. She actually, I like her style. I like her charisma. She was fun to watch. But having to listen to myself, which I like my own voice, so that didn't bother me. Alex, what you up to today, man? You want to hang out? But it was weird. Hedge, thank you so much. Take my money because you can. Also, good morning. Thank you so much, and good morning to you as well. Uh, but yeah, I like her. Check it out. It's called "It's Your Girl Sang." I don't have the link directly. Hang on, I can get the link. Oh, I don't have my blue background up. Hang on. Oh, it looks weird. There we go. There we go. I got to go over to my YouTube real fast to grab the link. Now, she covered when I first talked about him. She has 3 videos on this. The first one is when I just talked about his dumbass tweet where he was like, "We need to destigmatize the pedophiles." Oops. There we go. Bam. Check it out. This is the first part of the debate, though. So she covers when I the part that Hunter said he never saw, and yet for some reason he wanted to debate me on it, even though he said he hadn't seen it. So she does cover that if you want to go to her channel and look it up. But this is the first installment of the debate. Just throwing on some clothes and turning PC on. Does that mean you're going to hang out? Oh yeah, there we go. Hang on, let me grab the link and toss it to you. Guys, I have nothing planned for today. I didn't see anything all that interesting in the news. I'm sure there was something out there, but it was all just same old to me. Yeah, I didn't see any massive story that was like, oh, this is one that really gets my goat. I don't know why that's a saying. Whose goats were getting got? Bam, there you go, Alex. It's in your DMs now, my friend. What was I talking about? Good God, I wish I had a better mind. My brain just goes all over the damn place. Oh, I was talking about how I didn't really see anything in the news. I've been watching a lot of just regular videos when that kind of stuff happens. I go over to Twitter now and then, check on it, see if there's anything floating around, hit a couple of news sites, and then just go back to watching Twitter. Or watching Twitter, watching YouTube. Of course, we still have people whining about Elon. Oh my God, Kanye seems to have actually lost his goddamn mind. Do you see his tweet? What the fuck was that? Where is that? I know I have it somewhere. It was just weird. It was just weird. And apparently, according to Nick Fuentes, Kanye wanted to have sex with Milo, was trying to hit him up. There is some interesting stuff going on there with that whole situation. We'll get to it in just a second, but this is Yay, however you say his name. Am I the only one who thinks Elon could be half Chinese? Have you ever seen his pics as a child? Take a Chinese genius and mate them with a South African supermodel, and we have Elon. I say an Elon because they probably made 10 to 30 Elons, and he's the first genetic hybrid that stuck. Well, let's not forget about Obama. I'm sorry for using curse words in church, but I don't have another word for Obama yet. Let's unify. Ye 25, Ye 24. Let's unify and find out. On Jay-Z's birthday, future president of the United States, Ye, used Mark Zuckerberg's platform to incite a mass investigation of Elon Musk's childhood photo in the midst of Balenciaga Gate. I call this the theory of everything problem solved. Praise God. This motherfucker done lost his mind. Wow. That's just like insane gibberish shit. I don't even know. Anonymous Gamer said Kanye and Milo. No. Yeah, look, that's what Fuentes said. He said that, and not that Milo was trying to have sex with Ye, but Kanye was trying to have sex with Milo. I don't know, man. I don't know. Probably it's not good for your image, Nicky boy, to be out there saying that Kanye's gay. I'm pretty sure Kanye can kick your ass, and will if you're out there telling the whole world that he's gay. Jesus. What was the other thing he did today? Oh, there's stories going around because Nick Fuentes said that look, I don't follow Fuentes. This is all stories that I read about. Fuentes said that before all of this shit blew up, before Kanye went super anti-Semitic, Marjorie Taylor Greene was thirsty for some time with Kanye. Thirsty for some time. She thought it would make her look cool, is what he said. And then he said, and then after everything happened, she backed away real fast. I don't know if they're trying to help Marjorie Taylor Greene out, but all of the news sites that were reporting this, I don't think they understood that actually makes Marjorie Taylor Greene look better. That when he goes to his anti-Semitic place, she's like, oh, fuck no. They're just like, no, she was thirsty for him, and that's funny, and she's a horrible. No, that shows that she's not the anti-Semite that y'all sometimes want to paint her as.
I'm thirsty for you, monkey.
I know you are. How could you not be?
Exactly. Listen to your beautiful voice.
How you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing wonderful. All the better, as always, for seeing you. And of course, you start streaming when I was naked again. It's like he knows, ladies and gents.
It's a talent I have.
You streamed for 8 hours, you madman.
Yes, I did. I did a full first week of 7 Days to Die so that newer players can get an idea of how you can survive that.
The stamina, ladies and gentlemen, stamina and endurance.
I just like playing video games.
Well, yes, so do I, to be fair, mate. Yes, not as I sit here with my 2,000 plus hours in Ark and Satisfactory, respectively.
Dude, I actually thought about doing a Satisfactory playthrough because they just started their Christmas.
The Fixmas event is on. Yes, yeah.
I may or may not. I still haven't decided. You know me. I love my 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, no, I understand.
They haven't done theirs yet, where we get our candy cane knives and shit. I love that.
Well, you're expecting the fun pimps to do anything in a reasonable amount of time is just naive on your part, isn't it?
Right. It'll be around Valentine's Day when we get to do Christmas stuff in there.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah. But how have you been, man? I know I was listening earlier, and you said something about Kanye West bumming Milo's head off or something like that. Like, I can't help but think that you might be going a somewhat doolally.
No, Fuentes said that. Fuentes said that Kanye was trying to have sex with Milo. I'm not the one who said it. I'm just repeating.
No, I'm not saying that you said it. I'm saying that because you heard that, and because you now have to allow that to resonate and bounce around the top box, you might, be in harm's way, sir.
No, sir. That is completely. All I have is the words. There's no visuals in my brain on that. Block it out.
It's too late for me. It's too.
I know.
You know me. I have a very. What would the word be for just?
You're a very visual thinker.
Yeah, I visualize everything. And anything, if you tell me a story, I'll visualize it, everything. And now I can't get the idea of, Kanye topping Milo.
Well, here's the thing. Are you sure? Are you sure it'd be Kanye topping?
Well, maybe they would take turns.
There was a chick who put out a tweet talking about how Kanye liked to have fingers in his booty.
Well, I mean, who doesn't?
Look, man, I don't know. She said fingers. I'm not a finger. Remember, you don't touch monkey butt. That's just how it is. But fingers. I mean, she didn't say how many.
Well, just because he may be the top in the relationship, doesn't mean he may not like, a little bit of anal stimulation, monkey.
I mean, maybe it's possible. Mm-hmm. Why are we talking about these two having sex?
Yeah, you brought it up, sir, not me.
You brought it back up, sir.
But you created the visual in my mind. You don't get to walk away from that with me. I'm sorry,
sir,
but
you do
don't.
not get to blame this on me. Oh my God. I'm looking through my Twitter. My cousin's Twitter. He's so nice to let me use it.
He is. Everyone should go follow him just because he's that nice.
Is there anything that I wanted to talk about? I really don't think there is. This is going to be one of those nights, guys, where we just talk about whatever the hell. So if you guys have something you want to talk about, let me know. Put it in the chat. We'll hit on it.
Y'all made a mistake coming along to one of these streams. Like, you realize that, right?
Indeed.
Because I'm here.
This is the two of us together. It gets weird up in here.
It's going to get very, very strange.
It gets odd.
If it was just Monkey, you would have gotten little bit smidgens of how handsome his penis is there, but I'm here now. I'm here now, so everything is going to get really, really gay and sexual. So,
Trippy asks what my cousin's Twitter is. It is Angry Monkey 422. Angry Monkey 422. Me and him have the same birthday. It's kind of cool.
I actually share a birthday with my mum.
Oh, that's nice.
Bless her. Her water broke 2 weeks beforehand. I came out like a fucking prune.
Dear God.
Yeah. I was a very dry baby.
Spudgun asked me what's going on with my Bolts, talking about the Chargers. Did they lose today? I'm assuming they did based on the thumbnail that I saw. They're the Chargers, man. That's just what they do. You don't touch the monkey butt. You slap it as hard as you can. No.
That reminds me, actually, Monkey. When was the last time you did a nipple stream?
Oh God, it's been years by now.
And did you ever do a booty stream?
There is one instance where there was a bounty set on it of what was it, $100?
Wow.
And somebody paid it, and it took Lady Monkey 3 tries to actually slap my butt. She kept hitting my upper or my lower back.
Yeah, she needs to aim for the booty. You must have a really tiny tuchus.
No, she gets so excited.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she just gets so excited. Bengals beat KC. I saw that. They lost by 7. Oh, yeah, sounds right for the Chargers.
What internet drama have you been following? You don't want to know, man.
Are you following any internet drama right now?
Yeah, I am. And I don't, oh, God. Somehow, Monkey, Zoom is involved. Somehow.
Zoom?
Yeah, Zoom or someone pretending to be him.
Shit, I don't
really want to go into the details there because I've just had to quote tweet someone because they think that YouTubers have a hierarchical system between them themselves. That they're completely retarded. In fact, go to my Twitter real quick and just see how dumb these motherfuckers are, Monkey. I just quote tweeted them, but I've now muted them. Yes, it's related to the whole DC negs. Girl world bullshit, but I've opted to back the fuck away from all of that. Now that Zoom, or at least someone pretending to be Zoom, is involved, no, thank you. I don't fancy having any drama with a self-admitted pedo. I've already had my personal wars with pedophiles online. I've chased multiple of them off. I even had my own personal drama with Amos Yee that lasted for weeks on fucking end. I'm stepping away from this particular brand of fuckery.
I understand. Yeah, and I see this little tweet here. I hadn't heard Zoom's name since what? The Kraut and Tea shit?
If I remember rightly, the last time I even heard Zoom's voice was when he was on a stream with Metica, and it was the only time I've ever heard Jim sounded like he wanted to die.
Oh wait, was that the apocalypse, the IBS apocalypse?
I think so. It's a lot. For me, it's very difficult to remember. There was a lot of mess back in those days.
Yeah, this was when a whole bunch of different internet blood sports people had beef with each other, and they decided to all get together on one stream and fight it out. And they did it on Medicare's channel. And there was some doxing and shit that went on. Yeah, it was a
Zoom has doxed people, he's swatted people, he's also a self-admitted pedophile. He does have a thread on QE Farms, legitimate unironic trigger warning for that. Don't listen to the audios unless you have the stomach for it.
Yeah, I've heard the stuff with him. That's the one with his girlfriend.
Yeah, who he forced to watch and masturbate to.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't actually. Never mind. I don't want to talk about that because that was a horrible.
You need not go into the details of that, but you see my issue here.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about something else, shall we? What's up with the World Cup? I'm just kidding. I don't care about soccer at all.
No, and I'm not paying attention to it either. As I said to you in the last time I came onto one of your streams, Monkey. I'm not watching the football.
I keep seeing our politicians go, "Yay, go Team America!" And I know I'm supposed to be like, "Yeah, Team America," but I'm just like,
Team America.
It's soccer. I don't give a fuck.
I always get the feeling that when an American politician, in particular, or a billionaire or whatever, usually an oil magnate who owns Manchester United, decides to dip their finger in soccer, it's because of money. It's surely got to be because of money. Like,
I just don't understand. Americans don't make money off of soccer.
Well, you must do.
No.
Well, was it LA Galaxy? Has money.
All right. Anybody in chat, can you name, besides the Galaxy that he just said?
Yeah, I can't name another team in America.
Can you name another team, another soccer team in the United States? From the, what is it, the ALS, the American Soccer League?
Yeah, I can't imagine their league gets many in the way of, fans. But
no, because nobody cares.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying, though. Like, I think if a politician is saying things like that, they're doing so, one, for the optics, and two, for the possible investment opportunities.
It's MLS, is it? Major League Soccer? I think they should go with ALS, because isn't that a disease?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, they should go with ALS.
That's what the whole the ice bucket challenge was about, Monkey.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And you know what? They could change it to ALS and have the ice bucket challenge, and people would actually show up to their games now and then.
Yeah. You turn up to it because it's charity.
No, that one doesn't count. Shroom, he says the women's team that loses to high school. No, because that was the US team. We're talking about the professional soccer league here in the United States. I sent to Rumble. Oh, I'm so sorry. I haven't switched over to Rumble. Tall person, thank you so much. Hoy, all. I can't watch live. Have to go to my job. Got one of them damn jobs, huh? We'll watch in full later. Happy National Blue Jean Day to you as well, sir. And thank you so much for the donation. I'm going to move this over here so I can just see it at all times. I'm not planning on pulling anything else up on the screen. So fuck.
Blue Jean Blues, ZZ Top. Good song.
What were we talking about? Oh, soccer.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't understand why they keep trying to force this stupid shit on Americans. We just don't like it. It's not
money.
Us.
It's money, mate. That's as simple as that. But do you know how much Premier League players get paid on a weekly basis over here?
Well, yeah, over there.
Yeah, I know. And that's what they want, Where else would it? Well, I'm not sure if it would make money in America. I can't honestly say. But, it's like you guys trying to constantly push the NFL in the UK,
Yeah.
What's that? Who's that fucker who bent the knee? Colin Kaepernick. He stood in Wembley Stadium and took a knee, as if we have like the same issues as you guys do when it comes to police brutality and the history that you guys do. We don't.
Have a good one, Deckfish. Take care. I don't understand why there's cultural differences there when it comes to our football versus your football. Ours
It's
is
4 hours long and stops constantly.
it's 3 hours long, and yes, it does stop way too often.
It's 3 hours, 4 hours. I mean, at this point, doesn't
the
really
funny
matter.
part of it is the actual game. The length of the play is only an hour, and it takes them 3 times that long to get through a fucking game. That's why if you want to see really good football, and yeah, I like the NFL and all that, but if you want to see really good football, go watch a college game, go watch a high school game, because they don't have all that commercial interruption bullshit.
Plague Grinch, Zach, your police are arresting people for Facebook posts, Alex. Yes, and your police shoot black people in the back. So,
hey,
you know, we could play this game, yeah, if you want. You know,
they also shoot white people, Hispanics, and Latinos.
Like, yeah, you realize how bad of an argument that is, Monkey.
They shoot
They
everybody.
also shoot everyone else, so that
they
makes
shoot
it
everybody.
Okay.
Don't make it about black. They kill everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we could talk about the over-militarization of American police.
Oh dear God, dude! Did you see the story that what is it? I think it's Denver, because of something that happened in, was it Texas? No, it's Los Angeles is the one that's doing it, and it was because of, I forget where the original thing came from, but they're going to get robots.
What?
Listen, no, this is fucking amazing. Robots that when there's like somebody holed up somewhere and they won't come out, they can send this robot in there and detonate a bomb
in the American police forces.
Yeah, they can take these little robots, and like some guys in a house go, I'm not coming out. They can send this thing in there to blow his ass up.
So there isn't already a bomb. Like, it's not a bomb disposal robot. The robot itself has a bomb.
Yeah, the robot brings it with him.
Holy shit. That's some video game logic we're applying to life now. What the fuck?
Keldrick, real quick, thank you. To be fair, the U.S. doesn't have the same history as Kaepernick's pretend history. That's true as well. Yeah, we're just going to start using bombs to blow people up.
Why?
Because we can.
I'm not so sure it is. I'm not so sure that's like.
Oh, real quick. I'm sorry. It's San Francisco, not LA. Thank you, Anonymous Gamer.
So just so that I'm not getting anything wrong here.
Sure.
The San Francisco police are now officially utilizing.
Well, no, not yet.
Not yet.
They just approved it.
Okay, so they've just approved the use of little robots that will drive into situations like hostage situations, or, well, I mean situations that I guess call for the use of a robot with a little bomb in it.
Yeah.
And then, so America, shall we remind you, people of Waco, or for a second, or Ruby Ridge for just a second, like. No, see that what those situations, that's just going to happen immediately rather than last several weeks or days or hours.
Real quick, guys, hit that like button if you're on YouTube. Hit the Rumble button if you're on Rumble. Give us a good fist if you're on the Rumble app. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to a place that's just disturbing, man. I understand the idea behind it, like we can get in there and take him out quickly. Yeah, but you're talking about blowing up an American citizen because you can.
And what explosives are they planning on using here? Because that's how fires and shit start, and how collateral damage happens.
Well, we actually, what is it, guys? Is it Philadelphia? Where's the place where they actually dropped a firebomb? No, they did, and they burned down like half a city block.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
it's real life demolition man. It's real life demolition man shit. This.
there were these people holed up in a house, and they wanted them out, and they wouldn't get out, so they fly a plane over, and they drop an explosive and fucking burn down half the fucking neighborhood. Yeah.
Special weapons and tactics have training for dealing with these kind of things, right? And if you guys are just going to go ahead and do that, then What is the
But
point?
we have precedent. Thank you, Matt. My wife and I honeymooned in Ireland. Every pub but one that we ate at had soccer on TV. No offense to Bear, but boring.
No, I don't give a shit. It's fine.
The one had rugby,
is
and
far
that
more
was
entertaining. It's also shorter than both sports. So
he goes on to say the one had rugby, and that was fun.
yeah, well, rugby union, not rugby league, because rugby league they don't it's non-physical, whereas rugby unions where they kind of stamp on each other's faces and shit.
How do you have non-contact rugby?
Well, there's two types of rugby union and rugby league. One we refer to as touch rugby. The other one is full-on contact rugby.
Touch rugby.
Well, yeah, there's rugby union. That's where the violence happens. That's where people get stood on.
We have over here, we have touch football. We let kids play that so they don't get hurt.
Hey, dude, don't question me. I don't know these things. I don't watch sports in general. Like I told you, I only watch the international shit. So
we don't have a professional touch football league. That's ridiculous.
Hey, you guys have professional rounders teams. So
rounders, baseball?
Yeah, baseball. Yeah, rounders is literally a game that only kids in the UK play. So, so like it's cultural differences and all that jazz. You know what I mean?
I hear you, but
yeah, like
touch rugby just sounds wrong.
This gay shit, but
that sounds so wrong.
I'm not a fan of it. I've tried to play it before myself, and the rules are bizarre to me. Like I just cannot fathom them. Like rugby union, I get it's just violence.
Yeah. I'm be honest with you. I don't know anything about rugby. I do like watching it for the violence. That's the only thing I care about.
My mum used to be a rugby player.
Really?
Yeah.
She, throw an elbow at a motherfucker.
Well, I mean, I've watched her play, and but back in the day, my mum was Big Mama. She was a big lady. And I never told her this to her face because she once punched me in the arm and gave me a dead arm immediately. But she's actually very strong. So, but yeah, back in the day, that was before her entire body was engulfed in disability and issues and so on and so forth. But yeah, my mum used to play it. I mean, I never played it to the same level her. I used to play it a little bit at school, but oh my god, what's happening? Is my
you all right?
I think my PC may be restarting itself.
All right. Well, if it does, just come on back and I'll bring you back in. I feel like that's a confirmation that his PC is restarting itself. Oh my god. I don't know where to even go. I really don't. I saw arguments today. There was another one of these stupid ass videos. I'm gonna go ahead and remove him till he comes back. Another one of these stupid ass videos where we heard that if you won't have sex with a woman, I want to talk to you guys about this just for a minute. If you won't have sex with a trans woman, then you are transphobic. And they started by saying trans women are women. If trans women are women, how is not having sex with one of them transphobic? Couldn't it be just like, look, I don't like blonde, so I'm not going to date a blonde. I don't like penises, so I'm not going to date a penis. Why can't that be a thing? Why do I got to be, nah, you got to have that penis or you're transphobic? And the weird part is we all know it's not about the penis. Almost every time you see these guys, I would say, I'm going to say 99% because I can't remember if I ever saw one where it was somebody was trying to give penis to another man. 99% of the time, it is a trans woman lesbian who's trying to shove their dick in a woman who doesn't want it because they want to go bang some lesbian chick who doesn't like penis any more than I do. Because it's about their ego monkey. Pat, that might be part of it. It might be part of it. I think it's about them wanting to force themselves on people. I really do. I really do think it's the old joke from the 80s. It was like, hey, I'm a lesbian. That way you could date a lesbian. I'm a male lesbian. Ha. That was a joke. So that became a thing. And these people say that out loud, that if you won't bang me, then you're a bigot. all right, I'm going to have to be a bigot. And I support the lesbians who don't want to have sex with a dick because they're lesbians. This is why we talk about you need to cut that T off of the LGBT. It doesn't fit.
Hello. Sorry about that. My PC's been doing this for months on end, and no matter what I do, I can't seem to fix it. I have cleaned it multiple fucking times, blown shit out of it. I've restored it twice from Windows 11 back to Windows 10. Might I add?
What happens right before it crashes?
Well, that time my screens went black, and then it just decided that it wanted to. Well, I mean, it was restarting itself, but it was kind of like an infinite restart. If you get what I'm saying, like it was still running, but it wasn't turned off. There was nothing actually on the screens or anything. Like it wasn't actually rebooting shit.
Is that what usually happens?
Not all the time. I spud gun. I almost. This is for me. It's a 50-50 thing. Like it's either a heat issue, of which I have kind of think I resolved by using the the Asus Tweak software.
Yeah.
Like now I've just activated it, and I also think it's possibly Discord, but I can't be 100% sure. I wasn't doing anything other than having two, well, I mean, browsers open. I wasn't even touching my mouse or keyboard at the time. So
yeah, my first thought would be heat. And specifically the not the there's several things that can overheat in your computer. Your power supply can do it, your CPU can do it, your GPU can do it.
I have a feeling that it may be a heat thing, and Shiro is probably correct that it may be a pace thing. It wouldn't surprise me if that was the case.
Yeah, yeah. There's a program.
Because I've been in the PC, like you laugh at me. I took a hairdryer to it. Now, obviously, it wasn't hot. I had it on cold mode, and I had it blowing out all the shit in there. And I got in there, cleaning everything.
Sure. There's a free program out there. It's a free program called Core Temp. Look it up. It'll let you know what your temperature is inside. And just keep it up. One day when you're
on the website now,
doing sorting or doing not sorting. That's not the right word.
It kept doing it when I was like yesterday. It was doing it. It did it to me several times. And all I did yesterday was launch RimWorld and then it just shut down. Like it just went. Bleh.
Yeah, RimWorld shouldn't pull enough to make it.
Because it's literally a fucking. What it's a bit game, isn't it? Like
yeah.
It should run on the shittiest computer that you can get.
Yeah, but check out that program. You can see what the actual internals are for you.
Yeah, my apologies. I have the website open, so I'll definitely be doing that.
Oh no, you're don't have to apologize for that, man. We all had computer issues from time to time. I was just talking to the people about another one of these stupid ass videos where somebody came up and like, trans women are women, and if you want to have sex with them, then you're a transphobe.
But like, when they say things like that, are they including pre-op people as well?
Yes.
But
absolutely they are.
It doesn't it's not an irrational fear to not want to stick a dick in your mouth and or ass.
Well, and again, as I pointed out to the audience, most of the time that you see this, it's trans women who want to have sex with lesbians.
So it's Justin Dennis.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
We were watching one of these one time, and at the beginning of it, I reiterated this point that every time I see this, it's somebody who's wanting to have sex with a lesbian. And sure enough, at the end of it, lesbians should not be excluding trans women from their sexual preferences. Stop trying to bang lesbians.
Yeah, you should leave the lesbian. This is why there is such an insurgence in recent years of what they refer to as TERFs.
Yeah.
Because I know the difference between a TERF and just people who have had enough of the lesbians who just had enough of this shit.
Yeah. You have somebody like Ariel Scarelli, I forget her name. I think that's close enough. Lesbian woman got kicked out of a lesbian event because of a trans woman. That's a real thing that happened. They disinvited a lesbian from talking at a lesbian event because of a trans woman lesbian. And it is she has not become a conservative, but it did move her out of the camp of, yes, we should, it's all an umbrella. No, and then she's like, no, fuck these guys.
Monkey, do you remember years ago a bedroom feminist type called Marina Shut Up?
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
Now I remember seeing one of her videos and kind of watching it because, you know, back in the day, that's what we used to do. We used to look for things to respond to.
Of course. And I responded to her at least 3 times.
Yeah, I responded. I even did a collaboration with Battening to a response to her because she was promoting communism. But she did a video once, right? And I remember sitting there going, oh, I can't disagree with any of this. And the reason being is one, she provided sources that I couldn't argue with, and two, I've experienced it myself. So you know the LGBT community as a whole. Have you noticed that there's a lot of bigotry amongst them, especially towards bi people in particular?
Oh yeah.
So for those who are not in the know, in the LGBT verse, #NotAll, there is a great deal of bigotry, social bigotry towards bisexual people. For example, if a bisexual person decides to have engage in what would typically be a traditional heterosexual relationship, even though their boyfriend or girlfriend could they themselves be bisexual, then they immediately erase / deny their sexuality and will then look to exclude them from the rest of the community, bars, and culture aspect of it. And I think that that because that attitude is already pertinent within the community, it does not surprise me that we would have trans people trying to weaponize this kind of bigotry in order to have sex with lesbians. It doesn't surprise me.
I hear what you're saying, but I think those are two kind of different things.
Well, no, because at the end of the day, it's to have sex with them.
Oh, like, sure.
That's the only reason. Like trans people are starting the shit because they want to fuck lesbians, right? Like people start shit with bisexual people because they want to have sex with them. Like it's only ever gay people that start on bis. So
Nikki says, remember the days when no one cared about anyone's sexual orientation? I don't care about anyone's sexual orientation until it's brought into the public and they're like, hey, you should have to have sex with me even though I have a penis. Like, no, no. Put your dick away. I'm not touching it. And there's nothing wrong with being that way. Not wanting to have genitals in your face, mouth, anywhere that you don't like should be fine.
Well, what about asexual people then? Are they transphobes as well? I'd love to know.
Probably because they won't do it. You know what? No, they'd probably say no because they won't do it with anyone, so therefore it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They will move the goalposts as they always fucking do.
Nikki says, respect my gender, respect my sex. No one cares. No, I hear you. The problem is, if they would just keep it to themselves and it was just about their sexuality, nobody would care. But it's the activism. It's the activism that causes
slacktivism.
Stubber, thank you. Bear's right. Since non-binary came around, the discrimination has been insane to bisexuals. Some even get upset bisexuals accept trans because they go both ways, not because they like the trans part. But in fairness, bisexuals have always been treated that way. It might be worse now, and
well, maybe it's just visible now because of the internet.
No, I mean, I remember going back in the 80s before the internet, my friend, and hearing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's more visible to people like me.
Fair enough.
Who are a bit younger because of the internet. Like, you know, I would never have known about these things without the internet. So
Joshua asked, do asexual people really exist? They do, but
yeah, they do. Yeah.
It's okay. When asexual people are going to get mad at this. This is the truth. If you are asexual, if you have no interest in sex at all, there's either a physical or a mental problem with you.
Yeah.
And if you're okay with it, that's great. But what you really should do is go get help and get that shit fixed, because sex is awesome.
I just don't think they're asked, you know. It's kind of like how we lose interest in sex over time, you know. Is it just people just don't give it, like you just go, oh, I'm right, I'm good. I'll just play video games.
Snubber, thank you again. Also, asexuality is a joke. Apparently, they can have sex for their partners, so it's practically redundant. You're not going to tell me there's an erection but no drive or pleasure.
I think those people are lying. I think they're doing it because they want to be special. It's like the whole non-binary thing. I would never accept non-binary. I'm sorry, but I'm not. There's no proof of such a thing fucking existed. I'm sorry, but there's no such thing as Alex gender. Right?
No, that
you can't be me. Okay, you can't identify as me, monkey.
That shit is all made up, and so is the asexuality that Snubberth is talking about there. Asexuality means you are not interested in sex, period. But these days, it's, well, I mean, I don't really like the sex, but I'll do it for them. And if you're a woman, that's a lot easier to pull off than if you're a guy.
Yeah, because men have to get an erection, whereas women need to spackle some lube down there.
But there are people that honestly don't have sexual desire. It is a medical phenomenon, I guess would be the word. And again, it comes down to a psychological or a medical problem.
Well, being trans itself is a medical problem.
I agree. But when it comes to asexuality, where people are just like, well, I mean, I'm just asexual. No, you should be seeing a doctor about that. You probably have a hormone imbalance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you should want to have, it's how we propagate the species. It's built into us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are animals. That's one thing that kind of drives me mad. It's like the whole the Avatar guy, what's his name, James Cameron, saying about the whole testosterone thing. Look, mate, this is what I hate. Social justice is ultimately go on.
But before you say that, you have to tell the people what Cameron said.
Hold on just a moment,
because I haven't discussed it on the show yet.
I had the article.
Bring it up. Yeah,
I'm just bringing it up now. Hold on, just please bear with me, ladies and gents. This was because someone tweeted, "Do you care about Avatar 2?" And I was like, "Well, no. I mean, I'll watch it despite how scary it looks, and it does look scary to me, to be honest." But here's the article. This is from Forbes. Okay, I'll just read this to you. Fuck off. Yes, I disabled. Yeah, James Cameron, Avatar director, says testosterone is a toxin. Here's the response.
Yep. He called testosterone a toxin.
Yeah, that we need to get out of our system, that we need to slowly work out of our system. Well, no, that's not what testosterone is. We need testosterone.
Yes, we do.
To develop.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey, I came to this realization 6 years later. I know, right? I never said I was smart. Social justice is ultimately the rejection of our inborn nature. It's the rejection of what we are as a species.
Indeed.
It's also the categorization of everything that doesn't need to be.
Real quick, before we move on, I like what you said there, but we have a birthday in chat. Alyssa, It's your birthday. This one is for you.
Alyssa, happy birthday.
And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday, dear
Alyssa. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Alyssa. I hope you have a good one. I really do.
How old are you?
You can't
ask women that. I know. I'm sorry. Don't answer that.
I was going to say something. I forgot. Oh, but back to social justice and all that.
Yeah.
Social justice is based on communist bullshit. It is all out there to cause us to fight and get us in the. It used to be for commies. It was the fight between the classes, lower class, upper class. And that did not take very well.
I know. Yeah, seize the means of production and all that jazz. Yeah.
Here in America, that did not ever take. So they found, you know what we can do? Instead of doing it by class, we can do it by race. We can do it by sex. We can do it by sexuality. And that's where they went. And that's where we've been pretty much since the 80s. I mean, it started before then, the 60s and 70s, but that's where it really took off.
That poses a great question, Monkey, that I would love to pose towards the Brits in the chat. However many there are spud guns there. In the UK, I mean, I suppose we've had class warfare for a long time, as most likely because of our history with monarchy. And let's not also forget that, what's the communist's fucking name now? The writer.
Which one? Marx?
Yeah, Marx. Karl Marx lived in the UK, didn't he?
Did he really?
He used to live in the UK. So it doesn't surprise me that the old school class warfare thing is kind of ingrained within British culture. Obviously, I could go, but with America, it's a lot different, isn't it?
Well, you guys also have the monarchy, which that is a built-in class right there.
This is why I bring it up, like the monarchy itself, and the fact that Karl Marx used to live here, literally writing.
Sure,
here. We were pretty much cemented within the whole concept of class warfare itself, and the hatred of the upper middle classes and whatever else. But with America, you can go any which way, can't you?
Yeah. There is upward mobility here, and we rejected specifically the monarchy, which I think is a lot of why we've rejected it so much. But they still want to break us down and make us hate each other, because that's how you control people. It's very easy to control people when they're fighting.
Well, politics in general will always be divide and conquer, as with the media behind them at the end of the day. But of course, I realize that it's compounded by what we know as cultural Marxism in itself, as it's being literally taught in colleges and universities in America. The UK, not so much. I mean, don't get me wrong, they have tried with the whole racial thing here in the UK, and there are elements of it that I could go into, but no, let's talk about America.
Well, it's funny to me, and I don't mean to say funny, but it is funny to me that like with Colin Kaepernick, you brought him up earlier. Black Lives Matter explodes because of the whole George Floyd thing. And suddenly you have these Black Lives Matter protests everywhere, like Canada, for fuck's sake. There's 3 black people in the whole country. Like, we got to stop racism. Like, well, stop treating those 3 guys bad and you'll be fine. It's not the same as America, because even though there was slavery, African slavery, all across the let's call it the European continents, it wasn't the same as here.
No, and we were actively dismantling it long before America was. And also, you guys didn't release your last chattel slave until 1942. So, and then there's Jim Crow on top of that as well. So,
yeah, and we had the civil rights thing. So it's been different. And when you see the rest of the world blow up with this shit, like, just stop. Fucking Trudeau, he was supporting the Black Lives Matter thing. Like, why? What in Canada happened that was so bad that you guys need to have a Black Lives Matter rally?
You know how I would compare people like Trudeau and all these other people that are bringing up these social causes when they have no need of it in their own countries. When you're drunk, right, and you're telling your friends that you love them, and you start going off on one about the philosophy of, well, we're just mates. That's what it is to me. That's how I view it. It's like they're drunk and they're just like, yeah, well, of course we get on. Yeah, we're best mates. That's how I kind of view it. It's just
that's fair.
We call it what's the word for it? A signal, fucking
virtue signal.
But it is a virtue signal ultimately. Go, oh, he's so brave, he's so wonderful, he's a good person, because in the modern day and age, we have to prove how good we are, we have to prove how wonderful we are, lest we be a fucking scumbag, even though we literally don't need to prove shit to fucking anybody about anything.
I've been watching a lot of rise and fall videos of people here on YouTube, right? And many of them, they'll get into some kind of controversy, and a lot of times it's minor shit.
Yeah.
And they'll come out and they'll do one of these stupid ass virtue signal apologies. And it is amazing how the controversy blows up, right? And there's a couple exceptions like James Charles when he had stuff, but for the most part, when the controversy blows up, there's no drop off in anything. Their subs stay up, their views stay up. But as soon as that bullshit SJW-esque apology, I'm so sorry, I didn't know black people used to be treated bad, kind of bullshit, that's when they have a fall off, a major fall off. And I'm curious to your thought on my opinion on this, that they would be better off to just ignore it. They'd be like, I'm not going to. Way back when, like 30 years ago, I said the N-word once. Instead of coming out and being like, I have learned so much over the last few days. Because they all say the same goddamn thing. I've learned so much. You guys have taught me. Thank you for teaching me. And it makes them look like pandering fucking retards instead of anybody who's like, man, it was 20 years ago. I said, shut the fuck up. And then just get on with your life. First of all, you shouldn't say anything. Just fucking go on with your life.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But
do you think it's their choice all the time? Because I'm not so sure it is always their choice.
How do you mean?
Okay, so take people like James Charles, for example.
Sure.
Massive content creator, world renowned, for God's sake. A lot of these big content creators tend to have teams and managers and so on and so forth. I often feel like when it's someone particularly big, it's sometimes, at the very least, a push from their manager, coach, whatever terms you want to use. Sometimes, I think, not all the time. Sometimes.
I think sometimes it's that. You also have advertisers who might be like, hey, you need to go out and say something. But I think most of the time it's them being embarrassed, because usually with these people, like Keemstar, everybody knows about him with his N-word. Keem's just like, fuck you. We were playing video games. Fuck you. I wasn't like going out there burning a cross on somebody's lawn. He didn't play into it, and that controversy come up over and over and over again. And he's just like, fuck you, I don't care. It's not an issue. And I think they'd be better off doing that. But I think so many of them get so scared of being canceled, of losing what they built, that their first instinct is, I better go apologize for this thing.
I kind of understand their fear, judged based on what I have seen. I'm not so sure how I would react given the circumstances, as I will never be in that position. I'm certainly never going to be YouTube famous or famous or anything else like that. I'm never going to quite be an internet niche celebrity. So, canceling me is literally fucking pointless. So, but the thing is, like, Monkey, like, what is that? That Twitch streamer? He's a fucking communist. I always forget his bloody name. Hassan
Piker. Yes, sir.
So yeah, in the recent years, we've seen him, like, he has this gigantic house now. He has the cars. He probably has the women. He's living the dream, right? Despite being a hypocrite and spouting, everything that would be opposite to his lifestyle. I get it. I understand that. But, like, imagine if all that was at threat. That you would lose all of that and then find yourself in the pit of despair, back down to where you started. Well, I don't know where Hassan started, but, like, if I went from, social housing, living from paycheck to paycheck, to suddenly being a multi-millionaire in a big LA home, yeah, I would probably be a little bit concerned about, the things that you lose.
This is something I've thought about a lot, because this is how I make my money. This is my job. And so it is important to me that, I keep being able to do my job. And yes, I need viewers for that. I need generous people who are willing to donate their money, because YouTube puts the little yellow circle on everything I do. And by the time it does get monetized, because most of it gets monetized, although lately, Susan, are you mad that I haven't offered to show you my dick in a while? Because I've got a lot of yellow circles.
I had an ad when I loaded you, when I put your stream on earlier. So
I'm just saying, most of the time, by the time it gets the green circle, everybody who's going to watch it has already watched it. So I do rely on the audience, and I've thought about this many times because there's stuff I've said on these streams that if somebody wanted to be like, did you see what he said?
Mm.
And my only reaction, it's literally like, yeah, I said it. And
yeah, that's generally how I tend to respond to these things as well.
Like, and I get what you're saying about having like this massive lifestyle. But again, I go by what I see happening. And every time you see the apology, that's where the problem comes in. You take somebody like somebody mentioned Tana Mojo earlier. I think it was Pat. Just ignore it.
Well, I wish that they would. Otherwise, this standard. I mean, YouTube themselves literally did exactly the same thing back in 2017. For fuck's sake, YouTube allowed themselves to be cancelled. So they themselves have created this or at the very least, it contributed towards this culture of canceling themselves, and they kowtowed. They bent the fucking knee to the advertisers. Whereas if YouTube had said, "We're Google," what are you going to do about it? You know,
Eagle
if
says,
they had said that, if they had done that, then maybe the content creators, the massive ones, people like fucking, I don't know, the makeup artists that get themselves into shit. You know, maybe we wouldn't have these kind of things.
I think it's a self-inflicted wound. Look, everybody says something stupid from time to time. And if you're a content creator, there's gonna be a time where you say something that is gonna offend someone. Especially these days where everything offends. But take a look. Probably my favorite example of somebody who's still making content that fails at this over and over and over again is Boogie. Because Boogie will come out and he will say something stupid. And then somebody will call him on it and he gets angry. And then he disappears for a little bit and comes back with, I'm sorry if I hurt somebody's feelings. Just don't say any of it. Just fucking ignore it.
What annoys me about Boogie is I understand him probably a little bit too well. And I identify a lot with him as well. Again, probably too much. But what annoys me about him is that he just hasn't learned from it. Whereas I did. Now, obviously, I'm not, Boogie, and I'll never have 5 million fucking subscribers, and I'll never be a millionaire and have what he has. But I understand where his wanting to please everyone bullshit comes from, and where his I understand where that comes from. But the fact that he hasn't learned from it is the issue. Boogie, of all fucking people, should know better by now. How many times has this happened with him?
Oh God, dozens.
Just try to count this year alone.
The thing with Boogie, though, is all he has to do is shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
He knows. You'll see him say it like, this is going to be a hot take. And then he says something fucking stupid. Okay, Boogie, if you're going to write something and beforehand, you have to write, this is going to be a hot take, just don't post. And the whole thing goes away.
Like, as I keep saying, putting myself in a position of humility, I suppose. I'm not Boogie. I'll never be a millionaire. I'll never be a big content creator. I'll never have the silver play button. I'll never be a millionaire, etc., etc. But the thing is, like, I've never claimed to be smart either, right? I have a lot of the same psychological issues that Boogie has. Mm-hmm. But when you told me off for the things that I was doing, I listened. Yeah, it was a couple times you told me, but I listened. And I stopped doing it, right? And I have been in controversy since then, right? I've had a few videos do pretty fucking well in that time. Boogie has had how many people? How many? Keemstar, fucking Clown. What's it called? Yeah, Colossal is Crazy. Fucking probably even Leafy. Like, he's had the biggest of friends, the most experienced of friends. People have been doing, and DeFranco. And no doubt he would have had advice from all of these people. And he just doesn't fucking listen.
Boogie's problem is that he won't just stand by his own word. It's okay to offend parts of your audience. What people can't deal with is somebody who seems wishy-washy and as though they don't actually believe what they're saying. And that's how he comes off with all of that shit.
It annoys me because he could not be a fence rider because people call him that and he isn't. That's what annoys me. He does have strong opinions on lots of things, but what does he do? But the moment he gets pushed back,
yeah. Anonymous Gamer says, I don't see a guy who bought a Tesla on an impulse whim and beg his viewers for money ever really learning his lesson unless he takes a long, hard look at himself.
You're right. When you're right, you're right.
And the only thing that'll make him take a long, hard look at himself is a major failure, which it looks like he might be going through right now.
Isn't he hemorrhaging subscribers right now?
Dude, he made a video basically begging for money.
But he has a Tesla and he has like a room full of like super expensive models and geek stuff.
He hasn't said which one it was, but he put his money into one of the not Bitcoins, one of the cryptos that went tits up.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
Why is he not selling things then? Because like he has like magic cards like en masse, right? He has like all this geeky shit in his little office space. And
well, according to him, he is selling some of it. I don't know. But my point with Boogie is just that this is the kind of stuff that I see so many creators do where it's not the offensive thing you said. You can get past that. It's the bullshit wishy-washy way that you come out and try to apologize for it. Internet apologies are some of the cringiest shit you will ever see. I do love them.
They never actually acknowledge what they did wrong.
Well, sometimes they do. The only time you'll see it is if it's the N-word, because I didn't know that.
And I've educated myself.
Yes, no. It's not I've educated myself thanks to you guys educating me. It's always that way. Like those two things don't go together.
Whatever happened to just like knowing that you fucked up, knowing that you spouted some bullshit, and just admitting that you fucked up, you were a moron, and that like you don't have to say sorry for it. Like, yeah, well, you fucked up and you said some dumb shit, and now you know better. Like,
I think you're right. I think it's the fear. It's the fear of losing everything, and we're taught that if you do something wrong, you apologize. We're taught that from childhood. You know, you're young. Hey, apologize for what you just did. So it's the go-to. The problem is when you're a kid and you hurt somebody and your mom say, hey, you apologize. You have a specific person you're apologizing to. When you hurt a community, that's not really somebody to apologize to. How do you apologize to the entire Black community?
Oh, God.
How do you apologize to the gay community?
It's always a community as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
As if the entirety of whatever that community is and whatever that actually means took major offense to what it is that you did.
And most of the time, if you actually go and look in groups where there's mixed, whatever it is, whether it's race, sex, whatever, you'll have almost as many people out there telling you not to apologize as saying you need to.
Yeah. And
the smart thing is just to shut the fuck up and walk away.
These people, they never realize on their own either, do they?
No.
They have to have the controversy happen first before they actually decide to take action. Like, God forbid that introspection just be a natural part of one's personality.
Well, a lot of the times, I don't know why these guys even say what they do. Like, again, not to pick on the fat bastard, but Boogie, this dude, he gets into politics stuff, which is not what his audience is there for. They're there for his vlogging and for his stupid little Francis videos. And sometimes
his eggs are fucking milk toast anyway.
Sometimes a game stream. And then he comes out with nobody wants to hear that from you, especially when you're such a wishy-washy bitch about it. Just saying.
Well, that's the issue, isn't it? Is he is so desperate to, like, he wants to talk, and I'm all for content creators doing whatever the fuck they want, right? Fuck uniformity, do what the fuck you like, right? Even if your audience isn't there for that, fuck them. right? Do whatever the fuck you like. If they will watch, if they will watch if they want to, or they won't. It's as simple as that. Like, you're here for you at the end of the day, not really. Like, I hate content creators that are like, I'm here for my community, monkey. I just love you. No, Alex's top tip of the day: no content creator loves you.
I feel judged right now.
Good, because that's some bullshit that content creators say to get money out of you, right? I'm sorry, but it is. Like, I love you guys. I just, without you, I'd be nothing. Fuck off, man. People do this shit because they want it, right? They just fucking love this shit. Bullshit to that.
Hang on, I'm going to disagree with you slightly because of me. I have a need to please the audience. And it doesn't mean
driven, sir, just like me.
It doesn't mean that I have a need to make them like me. I have a need where there were times on Lords of the Night, right, where I would be like, guys, I just can't do the show tonight. And then I'd find out they both canceled and be like, no, I got to get out there for the people. I got to do a show. So I would get my cripple ass out of bed, hurt as fuck, and do a show anyway. And it literally was because it was for the audience.
I could never feel that way. I'm sorry, but I couldn't.
No, I understand, but
yeah,
it is. You're right, though. It is still for me as well. It's not just for them. It's kind of a group dynamic thing. I do think a lot of people who say it are insincere as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you this: with watching all these, one of the things that hit me before the internet. If you were a star, right, you would be on the television, you'd be on movies. Somebody might write a nice article about you from time to time, but people didn't really know your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of people who do this kind of stuff, they get really deep into their... I was watching a video on FouseyTube.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Fousey, he did these really... almost dark videos about his mental health problems. And why does everybody do a video about mental health problems?
I already have an answer to where you're going with this, monkey. I said this on Twitter 2 days ago about content creators that dump their shit onto the internet, as well as how the audience kind of reacts to content creators. I did a tweet talking about fucking hell. Sorry, guys. My memory is dog shit.
Hey, they're used to me, so it's okay.
Just let me go through my Twitter. I have not tweeted that much.
Well, while you're doing it, even back in the day before the internet, when you have stars, there would be a time like, say, Michael J. Fox gets Parkinson's, and then he would go out there and talk to a media outlet about what it's like to live with it and do some awareness programs for it. But it was a one-time thing.
I've got it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. You carry on. Then
I was just saying, it was a one-time thing where it seems on the internet, it's once somebody lets that genie out of the bottle, it becomes their content.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that drags a lot of people down. It's okay to occasionally talk to your audience about very personal things. But if that becomes all you're doing, you're just going to depress the shit out of them.
What you are describing is the development of the reverse of what we have been seeing a great deal with a lot of people who watch streams just like this. The parasocial relationship. You would have heard this talked about a lot in recent months, I'm sure. Content creators, like we talk so much about these people watching right now developing a parasocial relationship with us.
Sure.
But it's also just as possible, and even more likely in many cases, that a content creator will reverse that and develop their own parasocial relationship with members or the entirety or the idea of the audience, just like how FouseyTube has done.
Are you talking about because they get so personal?
Yeah. Because some people, like you said, some people will. It's okay for people to have a discussion and talk about some shit in their real life. That's fine. But when it engulfs everything, that is the development of the parasocial relationship.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I was going to ask you, do you think it's the parasocial relationship that happens first, and that's what makes them open up and just become that way?
No, I think it's the loneliness and the mental health problems.
And see, I think that's another problem too. When like Michael J. Fox comes out with having Parkinson's. By the way, that's a fucked up joke. Dangerous. He said it was devastating hearing Michael
Oh
J.
my
Fox
God.
had Parkinson's. I mean, I was literally shaking. That's fucked
Literally.
up. That's
That is
fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny, but it's fucked up.
Funny as shit. But I forgot where I was going because his joke fucked me up. God damn it. How dare you, sir?
Well, I mean, celebrities generally don't do the same thing. Well, because in the world it's different. Like we on the internet, like for us, it's a different ball game. It's a different world, a different culture. For them, it's a different world and culture.
With rare exception, I mean, there are some people who get away with it, but most content creators, because most content creators are small, the way that you keep your channel going is uploading daily, every other day, every 3 days at max.
I haven't uploaded in fucking months.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
You might get somebody like Mr. Beast who can post once every 2 weeks or once a month, but he's just a big enough channel. Celebrities of old, when it was only TV, radio, that kind of stuff, you'd get maybe a new album from an artist every 2 years. You'd see him on TV. You guys are a little different, but over here, for about 25 weeks of the year, you'd have new stuff from them. Movies, once every 2, 3, 4 years before you'd see your favorite actor again. Here, we are just all the time.
Yeah, but the algorithm has made it a drug, like drug chasing. It's like I imagine it's akin to like being a stockbroker on you know what I mean? Like
sure.
Chasing that dollar. You know, it's like content creators, because of the algorithm, because of the nature of things, of how they work on the internet. You as a content creator can get massive. You can gain 1 million subscribers right now, Monkey. But if you stopped what you were doing for a few months, there is all that possibility that you will be forgotten about.
Sure.
And not just by the people, but by the actual built-in algorithms. Like, I think it's a combination of loneliness and algorithmic pressure.
I think a lot of the people, and we've actually seen many of them talk about it, a lot of the people who make it big on YouTube, they're not social people.
No.
And they do tend to live very secluded lives.
I also tend to think that they 9 times out of 10 tend to be built for it. And I think it takes a specific type of person.
I don't know. I think they're built for the online world, but if you ever see them in the real world, you ever see the pictures from way back that one VidCon? What was it, 2017?
Oh God, yeah, the one that caused the internet to burn down a little bit for a while. Yeah.
If you see the pictures of Chris Raygun that were in that, that dude just looks so miserable. And if you see him in his videos, he's a peppy, nonstop talking. He hangs out with his roommates and they act like guys. But you put him in a public setting and he's just like, I don't know how to talk to people. Yeah. And I think the internet lets a lot of people get that. We were talking about speaking in public the other day. You get to speak in public, but you don't have to see those faces. You don't have to be judged in real time.
Oh yeah.
You know, their body
I've
language.
Had to explain this one to people. Like they're like, Alex, how do you have anxiety? But you can get on a stream in front of 100, 200 people and talk for hours. Because my mind naturally disassociates it. Like these are screens. You guys, no offense, but your text on a screen. And yes, that is my phone, and I've just put it on quiet. My apologies.
You're fine, bud.
Yeah. It's like it's not that I don't acknowledge you as human beings. It's just that my brain doesn't interpret you as a human being. It interprets you as text on a screen. I can't see you. Like there's 160 of you right here, right now. If I was doing this in the real world, even with Monkey sat next to me, I'd be drenched in fucking sweat right now.
And see, that's where I am a little different than most, because I like speaking in public. But even with me liking to speak in public, this is I was not nervous the first time I turned on my own stream. I was nervous the first time I posted a video. I was nervous the first time I got on a stream. I was also incredibly they hadn't figured out my medicine yet. If you guys want to see an awful monkey appearance, you find that old Based Mama stream, my first one. I think I said 3 words the whole time. But once it was my own setting and not being in somebody else's, I had no problem with it. But it's entirely different than speaking to people in real life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because in real life, you see the facial expressions, you see the shifting, you see the body language. I don't see that from you guys. I get to see what you guys say. And I got a wonderful audience who usually makes jokes that make me laugh. So it's a lot easier than standing up on a stage giving a speech somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think that weighs on a lot of people. I think a lot of these YouTubers would be a lot happier if they'd stop doing like public appearances.
Yeah.
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 When your handler comes to you and says, we have to go to this con, tell them to fuck off.
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable there, everybody can tell. Anyway, I've just been watching all this stuff, and I've also been doing some search engine optimization work too, Alex. I've been reinvigorated on YouTube recently.
I haven't. I still have crippling depression and have no desire to create anything. But yeah, you rub off on me, monkey. Please.
I've just been enjoying watching these videos and seeing the rise and fall, and not necessarily the fall, but the rise of it and how they do it. And for instance, there are a whole lot of people who got really famous on YouTube, and the only thing that really made them famous, look, they had good personalities, sure, their content was good, but they could have done that same content in a different setting, and I'll explain in a second. And they would have never taken off.
Oh, you're about to explain the luck of being this.
No, it's not
of the Irish.
Not just the luck. They were playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
And Minecraft blew up major. And anybody who tells you that there's no luck involved in YouTube is fucking lying to you.
Oh, there's a lot of luck.
There's hard work that goes into it if you want to be successful. But if you don't get that lucky break, and they just happen to be jumping into Minecraft right as it was taking off and had good personalities, so they were the ones who got noticed. There are probably thousands of Minecraft creators who are just as funny as them, just as clever, just as hardworking, but they didn't hit that algorithm just right. But those same people, unfortunately, Minecraft eventually dropped off. We saw the same thing with Fortnite. You had people who blew up huge with Fortnite.
Yeah.
Can't find them anymore. Because Fortnite, even though Fortnite is still played, Minecraft is even still played and gets lots of views. It just became an oversaturated market and then died off. And so those guys lost what they had.
You have to evolve.
But there are some of them, a few, who their success, while yes, there was some luck, they were also really good at working the algorithm, whether it was really catchy thumbnails or really catchy titles or what's in their tags and stuff. And I'm fascinated by that. I'm fascinated by how people got big when, I don't want to say they didn't deserve it, but when there were other people just as deserving.
Well, so, a perfect example of algorithmic fuckery to give you guys. If okay, well, I use myself as an example here. If you type "Shani for Christ" into the YouTube search bar, I dominate the search results. Now, I'm not someone who's had like more views than and I've certainly not. I was not the first person to cover her. Cecil did her video, and it killed it. It got way more views than anything I've ever done. But I dominate the search results because of how I did my SEO.
SEO is desperately important. And unfortunately, YouTube changes it all the time because they don't want any one person to dominate it. But it's amazing. The people who study that stuff, they adapt very quickly. SCVM says there are H1Z1 streamers who had tens of thousands of viewers who are now streaming to 2. It's not directly related, but that just made me think of Bunty King. Bunty had a really big channel here on YouTube. He was growing,
His fame and fortune was primarily based on Twitter, and the fact that he was such a approachable, pleasant person to go and speak to.
Have you seen him lately?
No. He turned himself into a lolcow and got dicked by a few different people. Admitted he was a cuck and destroyed everything he had ever had.
Last time I saw him, he was on Twitch and he was streaming to 15 people.
Yeah.
And yeah, he destroyed his own career. Yeah. His was a lot to do with the anti-SJW, because you're right, he blew up on Twitter, but he also started hanging out with the anti-SJW hierarchy, the royalty of that.
I remember him having Baked Alaska on stream.
Yep. He had quite a few weirdos on his stream. Hi, Mickey. How you doing, sweetie? Wasn't he also yelling at those 15 people? There's lots of different things
that go into this. Ultimately, there is any number of different aspects that go into it. You know, the rise of a channel could be solely based on a single video, or it could be based on 10 years of just hard working, just uploading weekly longer videos or whatever. You know, it can be based on you changing your content up to be longer or even shorter. You know, adapting to new features that YouTube brings out, like YouTube Shorts, for example. There are so many different aspects to it. Your own attitude and drive is the biggest thing to it. You know, YouTube is a game. I mean, look. If you go look at Irate Alex, right? There are several videos. Like you can see the difference in the moment I changed my content to start being docu-style content and be much longer. The video started blowing the fuck up really quickly. Now I didn't have the growth that comes with that, because that's just sometimes how it goes. You know, I gained a few hundred there, and then I stopped and I released a couple of videos here and there that, you know, are either old content or just something silly, and they did dog shit. It's just the nature of the game.
Real quick, Bubba says, wasn't he yelling at those 15 people? Yes, he was. I think I like to think of it like television, not that it is television, but the way YouTube works is like the television season here in America. Every fall, the major companies, ABC, CBS, and NBC, they release a new fall schedule. They'll have new shows, they'll have returning shows. And YouTube is very much like that, new shows and returning shows, but at warp speed.
Yeah.
Instead of it being a new show every week, you're on once a week, you have to be on daily, and every day there's 1,000 new people that are competing directly with what you do.
And there's also people out to actually get you.
Oh yeah, there's a few once in a while.
Yeah, it's such a bizarre culture, isn't it, when you think about it? And guys, for those kind of who don't know, this is what me and Monkey were like when we both first started. This is how we would spend our days. Every day for hours, just analyze, and we'd sit there and analyze anything and everything, any piece of data that we could get our hands on. Not just YouTube dashboard shit either, but like the Google Trends tab and all that kind of shit. Just anything and everything.
And I enjoy that part of the business. I really do. Because it works my brain. Not that, you know, coming on the stream and having, you know, sharing opinions and reading news and all of that, informing myself doesn't work my brain, but it's not the same way. It's like figuring out a math problem
that directly affects you.
Yeah. A really complicated math problem that controls your life.
And guys, like, it's not as if we don't believe in the things that we say. It's not as if the things that we say don't matter to us either. Because it does, but that side of what you do is also very important.
Eagle says that's why I save your money if you're doing YouTube or streaming any type.
Yeah. If you get big, save your money, basically. Yeah.
I think that's good advice for any job. There's this notion.
It is, but like, you know, if it's said in the context of you'll be big 1 minute. And you'll kill it for an entire year, and then suddenly you'll die for any number of reasons. So make sure you save your money. That's what Eagle's saying. It's said in that context. It's not said in the context of, you know, save up for that car that you really want. You know, that's not the context it's being said in.
No, that's not how I'm saying it with a regular job either. I think with a regular job, there's this notion that this here is somehow more volatile than any other job. People get fired every fucking day.
That is true.
And if they were smart, they would have savings. Anybody should save.
I suppose it's better to look at it from the perspective as not a YouTuber or job, but looking at it being a self-employed thing.
It is, yes, exactly.
Because self-employment, no matter whether you're a plumber, electrician, fucking painter and decorator, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's solely based on you. It's your responsibility, and your business could crumble at any time for any reason. Just based on how the economy goes, you know. So I suppose it's from that perspective. Like a normal job, you're a lot less likely to lose. You know, if you're a cleaner for a company, you know, you're a lot less likely to lose that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I don't. I disagree. I disagree. I think that it's just as volatile, and actually, you have a little more control doing this because, like, I can start up 3 streams a day instead of 1. If I'm, you know, say working for that cleaner, I can't be, hey boss, I need to work 3 shifts today because I need to pay a bill over here.
I would agree. I know what you're saying, because ultimately your fate is in the hands of someone else, technically speaking. But
sure,
you have rights, and that's why I disagree, because you have rights.
Well,
there are employment rights at the end of the day.
It depends on where you are. In the state
I know it's a nuanced thing. But
in the state I live in, they can fire you for any reason at any time.
For most people, though, like you have the options to take shit to tribunal. Like that's it. Like, it's game over.
And I get that. Over there, all across the European Union as well, there are a couple of states here in the United States. The majority of states, I believe, now are what they call at will work. I forget the name of it, but yeah, for any reason they can fire you. You might be able to go get government benefits, but you're not going to go to any kind of arbitration to get any job back.
He's saying there are some places in America where it's like, if I worked at McDonald's in America, like, I don't have any benefits or rights. Like, I can't appeal being fired.
Yep.
Why?
Because you don't have a right to that job.
Well, I mean, over here in the UK, you don't have a right to a job, but you still have workers' rights. Like, you still have the opportunity to defend your way of life.
Yeah, but why should your employer be forced to keep you hired if they don't want you working there?
Well, what if you did nothing wrong?
So?
They just get rid of you. Well, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of company does that? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm not saying it's a great way to treat your employees, but if you owned a business, right, and you hire Sue, and Sue is just a twat, she does her job fine, but she is just the most annoying, pain in the ass person you've ever met in your life. Why should you be forced to keep her there instead of hiring somebody who's not a pain in your ass?
Because ultimately, if she does her job, then she does her job.
Yeah, but this is my company.
I know, but what are you losing?
A pain in the ass.
No, well, what are you losing by keeping someone who does their job?
Stress kills, my friend.
Believe me, my white hair knows a lot about that. I get what you're saying, because ultimately a right is something we collectively as a society decide upon. But like, a company should be held accountable as well. Like, a company should not be able to just throw people away.
Why not?
Because that's fucked up. Like,
why do you have a right to work at that company? Because that's what we're talking about.
I'm not saying you have a right to work there,
but
you have a right to defend yourself. You have a right to defend yourself.
And then what? You defend yourself, and the boss is like, I still don't fucking want you here. Then what?
Well, I guess it's up to them to decide to leave on their own accord, isn't it? Really?
No, I say that I agree with that will work, that they should be able to get rid of you at any time because it's their fucking business. If you don't want that to happen, then you should go into business for yourself. It's just like I can't walk into your house and be like, yeah, this couch is mine now. I'm going to sleep here.
Well, that's a false equivalence.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. You don't, because you don't work here, hooker. I didn't agree. I didn't make you sign a contract or anything else. Like, when you go for a job, you signed a contract for this shit. You know what I mean?
You say that I can come sleep on your couch, and then I'm just like, I'm never fucking leaving.
Well, that's what we call squatting, isn't it?
I need to have a roof over my head.
It's a false equivalence. You can't use that as an argument.
No, it's not. No, it's the same thing. This is your.
No, it's not. When you go for a job, you go for it. Like, I didn't interview you. You didn't apply to come sit on this shit. You didn't make me sign a fucking contract.
No. That is all. I mean, look, if you signed a contract that said that we're only going to do this, that's not how most things work here. You just sign like, this is your tax information. These are the rules of the place. At an at-will works thing, you don't sign a contract that says I'm going to work for this pay, and if you fire me, I get this. At-will works like, yeah, we can just fire you. I don't like the contract thing. I mean, if you have one, fine, then you have to uphold the contract.
It's not like business. Squatting at all for a start.
Yes, it is. No, it's like squatting and having to pay the person for it.
You weren't interviewed, though. You didn't apply for it.
But
you have no responsibility to turn up Monday to Friday at 9 a.m. every day. You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with the assurance of job security?
Again, it's not your business.
Okay.
If I make a business, I put in the money, I start this thing, I should not have to be forced to have people working there that I don't want working there. Just because I hired them at one point, how am I going to know that I don't like them as a person without them
actually? Up your game. You know, I've been for jobs where they've literally made me do on the job like days to see what I was like as a person.
Yeah, and there's some places here that hire with we're hiring just for the next 3 months and we'll see what happens there. That shit happens, sure. I just don't think you should be forced to keep somebody that you don't want working for you.
Well, we don't force people to do it. We just make sure that people don't have their rights abused.
Their right to work at a place that somebody doesn't want them working at.
To throw people away for no reason whatsoever.
Why do you need a reason?
Well, okay, so let's say, as example, like this is what our rights tend to revolve around, right? Let's say you're accused of bullying in your place of work. Now, do you think it's right for you as an employer to just go, well, okay, well, this person's had this accusation of bullying, so I'm just going to fire them?
If that's what you want to do and it's your business, sure.
I thought it was 6 months, Bud Gun, not 90 days.
Real quick, and I do appreciate that you brought this up. X Bubba Hotep, thank you so very much. Also in at-will work states, there's the other side of the coin. You can quit at any time with no notice. Do you think if somebody wants to quit a job that they should be forced to stay there for, say, 3 months before they leave?
The whole again, like you have to give notice in almost every job over here. Usually 2 weeks before you do anything. I think it works out nicely. At the end of the day, that is the employee giving something in relation to what you're being given in return.
That's the employee trying not to get talk shit about when they go to their next job.
And that's another thing here in the UK. Like if you cannot get a bad reference.
Okay, well, let me ask you
your previous employer.
You're okay with if somebody wants to quit, give 2 weeks notice, and that's fine. You're okay with that? As you're an employee, this guy, the business has been paying you. They haven't done anything wrong. You only have to give 2 weeks notice to leave.
Dark Matters just doesn't understand where I'm coming from at all and has the typical American way of doing things and thinking, just like how Americans are with healthcare. You don't have the right to my free healthcare with my taxes. Yeah, okay, and that's why we have better healthcare than you. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So if I was an employer, I have to abide by the rights and laws of the land.
No. I'm asking you personally.
Right.
Are you okay with
Well,
somebody?
I agree with them. I agree with
Hang
those
on.
rights. At the end of
Hang
the
on.
day, it's job security. That's how we make sure
Wait,
our
wait.
economy doesn't completely fucking collapse.
Wait. Are you okay with somebody giving 2 weeks notice? Nothing has gone wrong. Nothing has happened. Maybe they found a better job. Are you okay with them giving 2 weeks notice and being done with this contract?
Well, ultimately, they work for me. It's not the same relationship, is it?
No.
It's
You
not
didn't answer the question.
because again, you're making a bad argument by
I'm
equating
not. You haven't even
the
heard my
power of
argument.
position here.
You
No,
haven't heard
because
my
you're trying
argument.
to compare the
Yeah.
employee on the same like level of power.
Oh well, let me ask you this:
as the employer.
Can a business be hurt if somebody leaves and there's not somebody to do that job?
Yeah, absolutely.
So why is it okay for somebody to be like, okay, it's 2 weeks, I'm out of my
because
contract?
The employer's responsibility, isn't it? They're the one who own the business. It's up to them to ultimately.
So they have to have all the responsibility, but they don't get
work.
any of the rights. The rights are all with the worker.
Employers have rights too.
You still haven't answered my question. Is it okay for somebody?
I've said it's completely fine if somebody wants to leave that job. At the end of the day, we don't believe and we 100% stand against slavery because otherwise that's what you're equating.
No, it's bullshit. It is not slavery if I'm paying you. You want to talk about a false equivalency?
No, but if you force somebody to stay,
so I can be forced to have you stay, but I can't force you to stay.
That is the relationship between employer and employee. One has power, one does not.
And that's why I'm for at will, because that's nonsense.
Hey, look, I mean, America, you guys have way more people in poverty than we do. So,
we have way more people. Talk about some false equivalency. Fuck you.
Hey, look, is it in relation to it? Can you compare?
What do you mean? Can you compare?
Well, just because you
somebody
have more
look up the poverty
mean
rates,
that you can't draw a comparison.
Somebody look up the poverty rate for England and the United States for me, if you would. We'll find out.
Oh, I'm sure that America is probably far worse.
Well, I will see.
A fun fact for you, actually. I got into a massive argument with someone on Twitter recently about, is the UK racist? And I found a ranking system, would you believe? And,
I'm sure.
America is 69.
Nice.
Least tolerant. The UK was 16.
How did they judge it?
That I do not know. But the argument was bizarre to me because that person was making bizarre comparisons as if we have the same history and same culture, and we don't have things like police brutality here. You know what I mean? It's a bit strange to say things like that.
Anonymous Gamer said this argument got heated pretty quickly, and it's not even.
Oh, this wasn't heated.
That wasn't heated.
No. Monkey and I have had a heated argument before where we've
had
each other names.
Our voices are way too low for that to be a heated argument.
Some of you don't seem to understand what socialism is either, by the way. Americans, you hear the word socialism and you just immediately kind of like take offense to it as well. That's just bizarre.
Poverty rate in the UK is 20%. US is 12.5%.
Based on fucking what?
Probably the poverty rates.
No, I'm looking this shit up myself. That's some bullshit.
Americans are against socialism and communism because we're right. I'm just throwing that out there.
And none of you can afford healthcare, which is hilarious.
No, that is a bullshit nonsense statement. Do you know when the whole Obamacare thing came out?
I know how badly that was implemented. Yes.
No, it's not. I'm not even talking about the implementation. I'm talking about selling it. They came out, 25 million Americans don't have health insurance. Do you know who it was that didn't have health insurance?
I got different numbers, by the way, on the World Population Review.
Well, hang on. When it came to Americans not having health insurance, 25 million, the vast majority, the overwhelming majority, were people who could afford it, who were in their 20s and 30s, who decided that, I'm young and I'm healthy. I don't need insurance. Poor people already had insurance. Old people already had insurance from the government.
The problem is I don't know the ins and outs of Obamacare. And all I know is that it fucked the middle class in America. That's all I know really about it.
It did, because the people who did have insurance and stuff, they got stuck with a whole bunch of shit that they started having to pay for. Everybody's premiums went up. It screwed everybody. And it was all because they were trying to force government insurance on us when the people who didn't have insurance didn't want it. It was stupid of them. Don't get me wrong. It was dumb of them not to have insurance, but that's who it was. It was 20 and 30-year-olds who were healthy.
Mm.
But anyway, what numbers did you get?
Oh, yeah, this website has different numbers.
What is it?
If it could do it again, thank you. Poverty rate. What does WB mean?
World Book?
What that means. What? Maybe 17.80% poverty rate in America.
And England?
Yeah, okay, it's still worse. It's 18.60, so the number difference there isn't that big.
But we're still better. So kiss my ass.
No, not really.
God bless him. What do you mean, not really?
The last slave you released, it was in 1942, and you
bullshit.
Had fucking, no, that's not bullshit. That is fucking true.
That is bullshit.
No, it's not. That's
and by the way, we can still
and you guys had literal fucking laws, right, which would justify the hanging of a black man if he was too loud around a white woman. So don't give me that fucking shit. American fucking
you guys had slavery for like
yes, and we were actively
wait
whilst you were
you guys had slavery for millennia. We got rid of it in less than a century.
Millennia?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, when did your slavery start?
Well, from who? What, the empire?
Yeah.
Oh god, hold on, I'm gonna look this shit up now.
The
last slave you released was in 1942.
The fuck are you talking about with that?
And then no, look it up, dude. The last slave was released in September 1942. You see that guy I linked to?
All right,
and I asked you to watch his videos last time we spoke.
Smack you.
No,
go ahead.
Speak fact. Anyway, slavery. When was slavery in the UK? So have a look at this. No, not modern slavery, for fuck's sake. History of slavery. Here we go. It is a true story.
What year?
Also, it's not true that Churchill starved the Indian people either.
What year did you say was our last year with the slave?
September 19th. No, you're looking this up from the perspective of a legal standpoint. You guys abolished it during the Civil War. Yes, that is true.
What's the date?
It wasn't actually implemented.
What's the date?
For several years. I don't know the name.
The date.
I provided you with a video. Right.
What's the date?
Which I don't know what the exact date was.
Oh, you're killing me.
Just look it up, dude.
When was?
I know I'm having to look up fucking slavery over here. Ugh.
Oh wait,
I don't want to look up modern slavery for fuck's sake. Wikipedia.
Where is this?
Forcing both of us to have to look
for fuck's sake, you're talking about okay. Look, in our Constitution, slavery is still legal, but only, and this is what the 1942 thing is, for criminals. It's not go catch a black guy over there in Africa and bring him over here. It was due to his criminality, he was put into forced servitude.
Oh, and what crime did he commit?
I have no fucking idea. I didn't read what he did.
Oh, but why is this claiming May 19? No, May 9. No.
What? Right. What are you talking about?
Well, this is a completely different fucking day. And
for fuck's sake! Now I have to look this shit up.
Which isn't
when is slavery?
And there's also the shit that you implemented after slavery, which was way fucking worse than slavery itself. Because then,
how dare you?
It was.
You're trying to change the subject now
because people didn't have at least slave owners had a fucking interest in keeping their slaves healthy. Like after that, if you committed a crime, and of course those crimes could literally be like being too loud around a white woman, you could just be worked to fucking death.
It could be that, but there's no evidence that it was that. How dare you?
Even though that's true.
Fuck, man. Slavery in the UK goes back to the Norman conquest. It existed before the Roman occupation.
That's not the argument anyway. Like that's what about this fucking argument? Oh, you guys had it for ages.
You guys did,
but the Royal Navy went around spending like several decades dismantling it all around the world. But
you did, and after you guys spread it so far and wide, that was just the right thing to do.
You act as if we were the ones who ever created it.
I didn't say y'all created it. I just said y'all had it longer than we did.
Yeah.
Which is fact.
We're an older fucking country.
I love you, dude. Oh, man. We haven't had a good argument in a long time.
No, we haven't. No.
Yeah, that was fun. I appreciate you. See, I like having friends that we can have a disagreement.
And you fought a war over slavery, Eagle. So, I mean, that's what's funny, right? Is the right wing in America loves to say, oh, no, the Civil War was about states' rights. Yeah, states' right to have slaves.
Yes.
It was about state right. Yeah, to keep slaves, you fucking idiot. How is it that I know American history better than Americans do?
Cryptic, thank you, says, I think Al is pulling shit out of his crippled ass again.
No, everything I'm saying to you, right, I have learned.
Within context. The last
from
slave
Americans,
thing, there's a context to that. It is not the slavery that we're talking about here. These are people who... What's that?
What's he talking about?
I'm talking about the September 1942 shit.
Oh, yeah.
Can I ask you a question? I have a question for you.
Go on.
Over there in England, your prisoners, do they do any work?
They also don't bum each other over here.
And that's not
which you guys do. Do ours work? We only have 3 private prisons last time I checked. I could very well be wrong on that. Prisons should not be privatized. It's you guys with the
I agree.
Complex with modern day slavery.
But no, you're getting away from the point. Do they have to do any work?
That I do not know.
Okay.
I genuinely don't know. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I do know. Like last time I looked at our prison system was years and years and years ago. Our prisoners don't bum each other, unlike yours. I don't get that. And also, last I checked, we had 3 private prisons. So private prisons would well,
they're not bringing in. They're not bringing in catering for the food, right?
That I don't know anything about our own prisons, really. So other than, most of them are not private, and I'm definitely for
that. Right to work. Thank you so much. 15 years at a job, and I was fired because in dark self-ending humor, coworker asked if they can oh, there you go. Sorry. The way the name came up, it looked like it was part of the thing. I'm so sorry. I'll read this again. 15 years at a job, and I was fired because in dark, self-ending humor coworker asked if they can do anything. I said, yeah, get me a gun, as in offing myself. The next day I'm fired because company told me there's talk about you wanting to get a firearm. Damn. And thank you, Andrew Joyner. Alex destroys monkey with facts and logic.
I refer to my testicles as facts and logic. I teabagged you, monkey. I teabagged you.
You've been wrong on everything.
No, I haven't.
You have.
You haven't disproved the thing I fucking said.
Really? What's the poverty rate?
Really?
Do you guys have a better poverty rate than us?
That I don't know, because these websites will say
what the fuck. Both websites say no.
I went on
ours is lower.
Websites. Like, I'm going to need to continue.
And both of them, ours is lower.
Look, doing research requires more than just looking at.
Oh dear Christ!
You should know that of all people. And then anyway, Monkey, I asked you to watch like the things that I'm saying to you about slavery and America's racist history that continues to this day. I sent you the video to watch on this because I wanted your opinion. Right?
Still haven't had a chance. I keep forgetting.
You're such a hooker. It's only an hour and 16. You would rather watch videos about the rise and fall of motherfuckers instead of this goddamn video?
Yes.
Everything that I have said, when I said to you that I felt like I was wrong about almost everything I ever said on Irate Bear was because I sat down and watched Knowing Better. Like, I binge watched him, and then I went on to other channels and stuff like that. And this motherfucker has sources for days.
I had a very long debate that I talked about.
Have fun with all that new immigration you're having. Hey, with your 22 million illegals walking around. Yeah, cool story, Eagle.
May I? Yeah, I talked at the beginning of the show about when I had my debate with Hunter Avalon.
Oh, God.
Hunter had all kinds of sources. He had like 8 different sources that backed up his opinion.
What was the argument about again?
He hadn't read any of them. He read a single sentence or a single paragraph instead of the entire thing. So I hear you, and I will watch, and I'll get back to you on my opinion on what's said. But just having sources doesn't mean anything necessarily. And the argument, he said that we need to destigmatize pedophiles.
Oh yeah. How the fuck did that happen to begin with? Like, walk and talk me through how that even started. Because that has to start somewhere,
motherfucking right? Ass. He got into a little bit of an argument with Shoe on Head about this, and I highlighted it in one of my streams. That was the thumbnail, and it was, I think I even titled it Hunter Avalone Says Something Stupid. And a couple of months later, he's looking for content because he does the reactions to people, and he claims he didn't watch it, but I know the little fucker did. He hits me up and like, hey, you want to talk about this? I'm like, yeah, I do. And that's how it happened. Thank you, Cryptic. Having success doesn't mean the source. Oh, sorry. Having sources doesn't mean the source is correct. That is true as well. Who is this guy you said? What's his name?
Oh, I shall link him.
Yeah. Again. Didn't you linked him to me in DM, right?
He does some great videos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share the video in relation to what we've been talking about today in the chat, and I'll also DM this to you as well. Again, you little shit. There we go. His channel's very good. I enjoy listening to him.
Yeah, I'll check it out. And
he did a great video on Starship Troopers. So why was Hunter Avalone defending, making arguments about pedophilia? Why? What?
His dumbass said that we need to destigmatize pedophilia so that way pedophiles won't be so self-conscious and they'll actually go. I'm being a little hyperbolic there. I almost said parabolic. That's a whole different thing. He said that if pedophiles weren't so stigmatized, then they would go to therapy and get help so that they don't touch kids.
No, they wouldn't.
I know, and that's what his sources actually said too, but he didn't know that because he's a dumbass.
Even if we collectively came together to destigmatize it, like it still would be stigmatized.
He did what a lot of these people like. He basically wants to be Vosh, and he does what Vosh does. Somebody from his audience will send him some stupid little partial piece of something, and instead of reading the whole goddamn thing, he'll just read that, and he'll cling to it and be like, "No, this is what it says." Like, did you read the whole fucking thing? His main point. There was this experiment done in Germany where they tried to destigmatize pedophiles. And they had this one clinic where everybody could go and go get their help. And he's like, see, and they did it and it helped them. The problem is the study didn't say it helped him. A study reviewing the study said it didn't help him. But he didn't know that because he only read this one little clip that kind of supported him.
When I had my war with Amos Yee, do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I took all of his sources, you know, which apparently proved that children can consent. And I flipped all of them and proved using his own sources that children can't consent. Whilst I was doing the research and everything, I ended up reading several studies, including one from Brazil. And I'm almost certain, don't quote me on this, because honestly, I can't remember for the life of me, but I was certain one of those studies stated that there actually is no helping pedophiles at all. Like there is no cure for it other than a brick. But there is no psychological assistance that they can take to actually stop them from feeling the way that they do. So I'm inclined to run with that, to be honest with you. I mean, to be honest with you, I die on that fucking hill. I fucking hate pedophiles.
Well, here's the thing, and this came up during our debate. Jack was on there too, and he was mentioning that pedophiles have a type. It's true.
Children. Yeah, children.
Well, no, specific children as well. Not just that they like kids, but I like brunette kids. I like fat kids. You know, that kind of shit. Think of that on the normal scale. Could you make somebody not like blondes anymore? Could you make them not like a big butt anymore? How would you do that? How would you go into therapy and have? How would you go into therapy and the therapist talk you out of liking fat asses? You could,
you know, we all have preferences, like, you know, brunette, blonde, all that kind of stuff. But you know, like,
and they we've all banged
really someone else who we've all banged someone who wasn't within our preference, right? You know,
sure, but we still have that preference. The preference never goes away.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about their preference being children, you're never going to get that preference out of their fucking head.
I don't think
the only thing you
are
can do
limited to their preference. I think that they have a preference, but I'm fairly sure they ain't picky when it comes to fucking kids.
They'd hit any of them, sure. But the only thing you can do is put them in a big building with shot collars.
Oh, I was hoping you'd blow the building up, but
I mean, I'm not opposed, but we're on YouTube, so we can't advocate violence. I can't advocate a shot collar. That's just a learning device.
Yeah.
So
fuck off, Hunter. Like, does he not realize what it is he's doing when he tries to make these arguments?
He thinks he's smarter than everybody because he's been hanging out with that fucking retard Bausch.
But why would you like? Okay, so if I wanted to prove that I was smarter than everybody, like, a method of going about doing that wouldn't be in an effort to what makes it look like I'm defending pedophiles. Like, does he not see the optics here?
No, he didn't. Real quick, understatement says, to be fair, Monk, there are people that married people that weren't their preference and don't cheat. You have to refine your argument. No, I don't. Because there's people who marry outside. There's people who marry out in their preference and still cheat with somebody in their preference.
But from what I'm getting from Hunter is that he's suggesting, based on what you've said, that pedophiles have a preference and that they will only go with such preference. So
no.
That's why I thought you. I wasn't sure whether you were implying that.
His only argument is that you can get them into therapy and keep them from touching kids.
No, I'm not sure about.
The way the preference thing came up is I asked him, I'm like, okay, let's take your thing. We get a pedophile into therapy. Will you let him watch your kid? And he's like, well, no. I'm like, well, why
not? Well, why not, Hunter?
And Jack brought up, yeah, look, pedophiles have a preference. And he goes, maybe your kids aren't their preference. Would you let them? And of course not. No, because their main preference is kids.
Yeah.
That is the thing that really does it. It's the kids. Yes, they might like little blonde kids, little fucking weirdos, but it's the kid thing that really does it for them. And you're not going to break that.
Send them to an island.
Mm-hmm.
Where they can live.
You know what? We even have
themselves.
Thanks to Jeffrey Epstein, we have pedo islands. Send them all to it.
Yeah. No internet though. Like they're not allowed anything. Like that's all. The only thing they're getting is a ticket there. Like and transport. But like nothing.
They can
anything else.
They can have some Dixie cups and some string. Yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, because I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, we're at the 2-hour mark. I do need to wrap this one up, Bear.
My apologies, Monkey. We end up arguing.
No, dude, this was a fun stream. I enjoyed it.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Yeah, no, I don't mind disagreeing with people. And we had a good disagreement.
Yeah, I've not turned into a left-wing SJW, by the way, no matter what people in the chat might think.
Yeah, we're going to see when I watch these fucking videos.
Hey, look, the dude presents himself as a centrist. I present myself as a nationalist. So,
before we go, you just say, you present. I'm a nationalist. I love my country.
Civic nationalist.
Yeah.
I'm a civic nationalist. I am. I always have been.
And it's one of the things I really like about you because, especially like when the Queen died and you had people who were like, we need to get rid of the monarchy. It's fucked up our country. I was embarrassed for your country there.
Believe me, I have enough things to be embarrassed about when it comes to my own country.
But we have tons of those same kind of people here who just trash America constantly. Go the fuck away. You're a grown ass adult.
But as far as there's nothing wrong with criticizing things, but when it comes to these kind of things where people are screeching about, like, where's the nuance? Where I'm only interested in objective fact, right? That is all I'm fucking interested in when it comes to any of this shit. And at the end of the day, it's objective fact that the royals are a benefit financially, fiscally, and culturally to the United Kingdom. It just is. We receive a great deal of tourism thanks to their existence. Sorry, but that's the objective fucking truth.
That last part you said, culturally, so many. I don't know how it is over there, but here, and this is what kind of made me with the Queen thing, kind of relate to what you guys were going through it there. There's this thing here in America where they're actually trying to destroy American culture, like colonialism. This is what made this happen. Like, okay, shut the fuck up. I understand you don't like Thanksgiving because we treated the Indians bad, but this is a cultural thing that unites us. And when you destroy those cultural things, you just break everybody apart.
Yeah.
It's okay to have some cultural things, even if they're silly, that unite us as people.
And you could also tell the truth about Thanksgiving, but you could also still like take Thanksgiving.
Yes, exactly.
Use it as a force for positive good and have it part of your culture.
Or how about this? Just enjoy the day with your family.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to educate people on the actual truth of the objective fact of what was involved with the Indians, that's fine. But also you don't have to strip away the positives from it either.
They're trying to get rid of Columbus, which is another thing that has united us since the beginning of our country. All of these things, they're like, well, we need to tell you the truth. Like, you know what? It's okay to have American myth. It really is. Columbus, as far as we know, never stepped foot on the continental United States. Not one time. And he wasn't the first person here. Obviously, the Indians were here first. We know Nordic countries slapped their way over here. The Vikings were here. But when it comes to our mythology, it's okay to have some mythology. It unites us. But anyway, I really do need to wrap this up. Guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us today. Thank you for the donations. You guys are fucking awesome. I love you. Bear, anything you want to chill out?
Nah, not really. Just subscribe to Monkey and give Monkey money.
I appreciate that. Guys, if you want to see the game stream, I did it before this one today instead of after. So over on twitch.tv/rantingmonkey, there's an 8-hour stream, which I will be moving over to YouTube soon. It'll be 2 or 3 days out before it gets on YouTube because there's other videos that have to come first.
Follow Monkey on Twitch and watch his 8-hour streams.
Indeed. But thank you guys for coming. Bear, a pleasure as always, man.
Thank you for having me on.
Everybody, have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
America's better than Britain.
No, it's not.
Just saying.
No, it's not.